Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If this is not your first time here, and if this is your first time, welcome to the Lotus land. My name is Lotus, and this is my little area, my little corner on the internet. Oh yeah. Okay. Obviously, so far it's a good day. I'm all closed up because I got my AC on, because I like to keep my place cold, because the cold keeps the pests away, unlike the heat and the humidity where I live. Okay. Hey y'all, so I got something. Today is February the 23rd of 2023. So it is numerologically 2 sevens. So I get 7-Eleven vibes. What is 7-Eleven? I'm gonna be honest with you. Before I sat down, it was not my intention to talk about no 7-Eleven. However, I always have to introduce the date. I gotta mention the date because numbers don't play. Okay, numbers don't play about what they be trying to say, what they be trying to have us know. Gotta listen, pay attention. So we got like 7-Eleven vibes going on. 7 times 11 is 77. We got 7 is the 7th chakra. Yeah, crowning. What happens in regards to a crown? Ooh, who wears the crown? Ooh, royalty. Royal. And you never be royal. Okay. I'm feeling so good, y'all. I cannot lie. I can't lie to you. I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling amazing. I am feeling amazing. Something tells me, let them know, Lotus, it ain't got nothing to do with no man. It ain't got nothing to do with no bedroom activities. I feel great. Oh, I feel so good. Okay, so I guess I feel good because there's a really great message that's trying to come through. So I just need to let it come on, and quit playing. For real, I feel really good. Like, I was dancing, and I started painting, and I had some good sleep. I think I'm gonna give me some more good sleep before I go back to work. Y'all, I feel so good. Okay, so and they like, internet, so how about you channel so that you can share this goodness for real? All right, let me get it together. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what I do. But I feel so good. Like, okay, stop. I feel like my inner child is just so healthy today, and she's just on 10 herself. Like I'm sorry, spirit, let me just interject here a little bit. So like when I was younger, right? Like my inner spirit, my inner child, me as a child, let me ground myself. That's what happens. I start feeling good, I get ungrounded because I just start floating all around the place, thinking I'm a butterfly and a bird. I'm a whole human with feet and legs meant to walk on the ground. Okay. But yeah, when I was younger, like my spirit, my youthful, goofy, childlike, just bubbly, beautiful spirit, which, by the way, my twin flame reminded me yesterday that I am. Like lively, bubbly, just that way. Like I was describing somebody else, and then he was like, "Oh, like you." I'm like, "Yeah, me at my best. That's how I am." Oftentimes I have not been, and oftentimes I'm not. And it started when I was a child, because I went through a lot. I went through a whole lot. And, things just, they kill your spirit for real. Whoa, hold on, wait a minute, not kill. They dampen, weigh down, taint your spirit when you're young, because you got to survive. So soon as you realize that whatever you coming with ain't welcome, and whatever you coming with will get you in trouble before it gets you a reward, and whatever you coming with will attract more hateful energy to you than loving, you learn to shut that shit down. Unfortunately, that was me. That's what happened. I did. I was the kind of kid, right? By default, by nature, I want to make sure I'm holding this right, because last time I was ruining my volume. If I was to see you and I hadn't seen you in, I'd say, at least 24 hours. Ooh, I'd be so excited to see you. I want to hug. I'm cheesing. I cheese with all my teeth. I cheese with all my teeth. Literally, like people used to always talk like, you smile with your bottom teeth. You smile with all your teeth. I would just be happy. Enthusiastic was the word for my nature by default. But when you start to realize, let me fix this chair. When you start to realize that people really ain't on that with you, you kind of be like, well, I'll just keep it to myself then. Well, this ain't normal. And if you're not afraid, but maybe just not ready. Well, yeah, maybe because you're afraid of like standing out, making sure, or not even just making sure, but just realizing that you're standing out, you're the unicorn in the crowd. And you're like, I'm not sure about this. I don't know that this is safe. So I'm just going to gray all of my brightness on out. I'm going to chill. I'm going to suppress all this beauty, this beautiful energy of enthusiasm and love that requires nothing, like, in order for someone to receive, right? Love, like, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. Hi. Giving people hugs and just this bubbly. There go my throat chakra acting up again. Every time I start to get on here, say something important. I'm gonna start. There's something up in here. My throat chakra needs you're being cast out. Just want you to know. Okay. Yeah, but that's how I used to be, right? So then I realized people didn't want to hug me back the way that I wanted to hug them. Or people just, would be kind of like, it just seemed like they were thrown off by like my enthusiasm. And so I would say like, oh, but then on top of that, I mean, I went through stuff in the home, but I don't know, there would still be very often times when I would be outside of the home and I'm seeing people, I don't know, at school, at church, or people will come visit the home. Are you out and about and you see somebody, right? And I'm like, oh, hey, just cheesing. And then just, wanting to embrace them and stuff. So eventually my hugs turned into like hand greetings. I'm a hugger by nature. Okay. But a lover by nature. And that leads me into what I actually sat down to talk about. Lover by nature. I love that. Okay, y'all. Why did I sit down? So, remember. What's that Usher song? Remember Remember, I was a hustler and a player girl before I met you. That wasn't a great example, but just the remember part, okay? Remember. Okay, let me get serious. It's time to get serious. You know I gotta drink my serious juice. I'm just kidding. It's just Powerade with no sugar. So I guess it's kind of serious. That's funny. Yeah. Okay. I gotta get comfortable. Gosh. Whew. Wish this AC would turn off, but it's trying to be hot outside while it's still winter. Get on my nerves. Okay. So, remember. How about my spirit guides, my spirits, my ancestors just let me know, like, first of all, they just as goofy as I am because we are one. I'm getting to it. How about they just brought to my attention that this thing on my head and it's my blanket, it's just a blanket, is reminiscent of a crown and a robe. Remember, who are you? Remember who you are. Who are you? What did you come to do? Who are you? And what did you come to do? I bought a new tapestry that I believe came with a lot of energy and is really adding to my space. You guys want to see it? I got a lot going on over there, so I don't want to show you everything going on. Can I turn this around? Let me see. I don't think I can turn it around, but I'm going to just turn around. I'm in my recliner that turns. There. Oh, there it is. There it is. There he is. Hey. Hey there, sexy thing. I love this thing. I do. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I gotta get out of the way. I gotta calm down. I gotta get out of the way. I think a stand to hold my phone would be best at a time like this, but it'll happen soon. I have one, but it's kind of broke. Okay, so no distractions. I'm gonna be honest, as I'm trying to figure out how to start this sharing and channeling, I'm trying to see, I'm in the way because I'm thinking too much. Why am I trying to figure out anything? Because I was about to say, I'm trying to figure out what angle to come with, and they're like, just talk. Not like that. They not mean. I know people are here like, who the fuck is she talking about? My ancestors. I am. Let's start there. I am. Say it with me. Or say it with us. I am. I am. I am. Who are you? Who do you represent? What? Scratch that. What do you represent? Today, I broke down a word for the first time. I mean, not that I broke down a word for the first time ever, like this the first word I ever broke down. Lies. I broke down a particular word. Today was the first time me breaking down this particular word term concept. Identity. Identity. ID. Entity. ID. Entity. If you're familiar with the eye of Ra, the eye of Horus, just the all-seeing eye. It's a mystery. There's so much out there that talks about what it is, what the symbol means, why it's so represented in powerful industries such as the entertainment industry, the music industry. Guess what I did? There it is again. I broke it down. I took the letter I and wrote the word I. E-Y-E. D. I. D. And what are you left with? Entity. Identity. Identity. Time to channel. I of the entity. I of an entity. You're the I of an entity. What's your entity? Where do you come from? What spirits make up the energy of you? For example, that's why I'm saying my ancestors. Don't think I've just been walking in this knowledge. I haven't. This is revelation. Revelation. When one thing ends, another begins. In the Bible, you got Genesis to Revelation, 66 books. Beginning and end. In the Bible, you got the saying, the first shall become last, the last shall become first. When you remember your beginning, when you get back to the beginning, when your new beginning is your original beginning, you remember. You revelate. The truth is unveiled. Revelation. My children perish for lack of knowledge. Remember the knowledge of what you are, where you come from. You are not just you. I am not just me. For example, I am the I of my entity. My entity being made up of the energies of my ancestors, being represented by the energies of my ancestors. But see, the entity that I am of, the entity that I am the I of, the I for, on this earth, in this existence, is love. My ancestors are of love. My ancestors, aka my angels, make up my body. Me, the ego me, is the I of that body, which is born out of that entity. That entity is a womb. The body is birthed from that womb. The body being made up of all these different limbs and fingers and cells and organs. Everybody has different function. All these ancestors, angels, aka cells, organs, fingers, toes, legs, arms, knees and elbows, shoulders. Anything, everything in the physical represents something spiritual. Something really wants me to say Beyonce is a symbol. I was thinking that earlier. I promise, anytime I'm having like a spiritual breakthrough, Beyonce comes through my mind. Like, I really feel like we come from the same spiritual bloodline. Something like that. Something. I haven't figured it all the way out yet, but something came through today. Beyonce is a symbol. Okay, anyway. Yeah, but I mean, she's a physical representation of something spiritual. What your body is a physical representation of spiritual existence, spiritual essence, spiritual things, a spiritual something. I have not always had, or even often up to this point, had the most strongest connection and relationship and awareness and knowledge with and of my ancestors, aka angels. I've always known there was something watching out for me, protecting me, guiding me, keeping me, teaching me, molding, shaping, feeding, nourishing, protecting me in ways that I could not always see, but I just knew. And I could tell by different things that would happen, different things that would become knowledge that I would become aware of. Epiphanies. Things that threaten my life, my stability, mental stability, emotional stability, health, physical. Seeing people who do me wrong get bad karma. Seeing just synchronicities between things, numbers, words, all around me. I am the whole of my ancestors in the physical. I am the I of my ancestors. There are multiple. It's like an army, a tribe, a pride. Lion is our spiritual animal. What's yours? Are we related? Do we have the same spiritual ancestors? The same angels? Do we have do we come from the same entity? That of love. Me and my twin flame do. This ain't about me and my twin flame. Look. When they talk about the eye of the storm, the eye of the tiger, the eye is a portal. They say the eye is the window to the soul. They say you want to know who someone is, look at their eyes. That's how myself and a lot of other people believe Tupac's still alive, because of that one man that really, really, really look and sound like him, and his eyes. And there's several other folks. But look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. Everything else could change. The eyes won't. The eye is a portal. And don't forget about the spiritual eye, the third eye, right? I just heard, oh my God, you are the third eye. I felt such an energetic reaction to that just now. And I have never said those words. I'm channeling. You are the third eye of the spiritual entity that you represent. What do you represent? That's the question. What entity sees through you? What entities work through you? Something tells me, not entities. No, you represent one. How about there are only two? I'm just channeling. How about there are only two? Here is where we get war. A battle, a fight. Because what is the opposite of love? It is not hate. It's not hate. But hate comes from its own original entity. The genesis of hate is fear. What is, who is, where is your genesis? Genetics, where do you come from? Who makes up you? The number 13 has been coming to me. The number 13. They tell us there were 13 original colonies. Why? What happened after the 13th colony? How did it stop? Why did it stop? What was so special about that 13th colony? Who made up that 13th colony? What initiated that 13th colony, and then what stopped it? What stopped the development of other colonies? For real, for real. Why are we always stopping at the number 12 for everything? For a lot of things. Say that. How about the number of astrological signs? It is not just 12, but we operate in 12, at least in the Western world. But what about that 13th astrology sign? That 13th, not just astrology sign, sorry. That 13th constellation. What about that 13th constellation? It starts with an O, and it's a word I can't pronounce. But it's like next to Scorpio. What about the movie The 13th? I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't watch it. When it came out, I was not a mentally, emotionally stable enough person to watch it. So then I haven't watched it. I don't even own a TV. But that's okay. 13. What about Friday the 13th? Why are we made to quote unquote fear Friday the 13th? What else about 13? How come when we're growing up, we're preteens before we turn 13? When we turn 13, now we're a teenager. Teenager. 13 is the first number. Oh shit, I didn't realize this. I feel slow now. 13 is the first number with teen on it. So that's why we're preteens, I guess, before we hit 13. And that's when we start middle school, yes? We're out of elementary school. But yeah, 11, 12, 10. We don't get teen until we get 13. What else about 13? Very interesting. Look, I'm figuring this out as I'm talking with y'all. That's interesting. I never thought about that. I never have thought about that for real. 13. So you're definitely dealing with the number 3 and obviously 1, but not necessarily 1. Ooh, dealing with the number 10 on top of 3. Yeah. 10 is its own energy, special energy. I had a dream once. A number was brought to my attention. 18/8. So speaking of 13, I want to see and break down 13/3, right? Because you got 3/3, that equals 1, and then you put 10 over there, you got 13. 13/3, 18/8, this essence of 10. 10, which in numerology, they break that down to 1. But then what's that 0 about? Obviously, 10 and 1 ain't the same number. There's something going on with that extra 0. Zero. What is 0 represented as? Black, darkness, black hole. And 0 is represented as a circle, like a hole. Ooh, Now we're getting back into eye. Pupil. It's all about bringing the light through. Or having light travel through that pupil, that portal. So what is it about 10? Is it revelation? Light? Did light and darkness coming together? Could it be that yin and yang, 5 and 5, 2 hands? Typically we need 2 hands to really do a lot of things we do in life. We need both. We need the left and the right. We need the yin and the yang. We need the feminine and masculine. Five and 5 equals 10. I'm just channeling and low-key trying to figure it out at the same time. I think I got the okay with that. Because it's fun. I like doing this. But yeah, you got that 10, right? You got that 10 on top of that 3, you get 13. You get that 10 on top of that 8, you got 18. That's the number I dreamed of. And keeps on coming back to me. Really, the number 18 keeps coming back to me. Maybe we break that down. Maybe that'll help us break down 13 and get back to, well, what's the magic of 10 for real? Because 8, someone brought to my attention not too long ago, 8 is the number of self, they said. Self, the self. Which, I can kind of get that. I've been kind of vibing with that. I ain't gonna lie. 8, because you got the top and the bottom. The 8, the hourglass, yeah, this type of figure. You got the top and you got the bottom. And I think of that as like consciousness, subconsciousness. Yeah. Okay. So then you got super consciousness, represented by 10. Super consciousness being its own essence. No matter what number, yeah? No matter what number, what other essence it's added to, it remains its own. It's 10. Because there's definitely not just consciousness and subconsciousness. There's definitely not just mind and heart. There's beyond that, right? And we know that because say if I'm representing the number 8 as a being, I know there's more beyond me. There's that Beyonce again, beyond. I've always been so kind of intrigued by her name. But there's more beyond me, just me. Perhaps that's where that 10 comes in at. So what does this 10 represent in your life? It's a culmination of energies 1 through 9. And then some. But that 0 though. So before you get 1, you get 0. Damn. Before you get 1, you're at 0. Before we get light, we're in darkness. Come on through, spirit. I feel you. Before we get light, we are Before we get light, we got darkness. The Bible says in the beginning, there was, the God made light. But so, well, what was happening before light? It was just dark. It was just void. It was just zero. Then came light. Light represented by the number one. One coming out of zero or coming after zero. And then doing what? And then mutating and gestating. Is that how you say it? Germinating, like multiplying. God said, go be fruitful and multiply. Ooh. So from one, you get two, 3, 4, 5, all the way on. You get to 9, where you're rejoining, re-meeting, rekindling the divine in your life, and then boom, graduating. 13. No, for real. But then boom, like, well, then what comes after that? What's going on? So from 0 to 1, dark to light, yin to yang. So first is progressive. It's an order, a procession, progression, evolution. But then there comes a union. A union of yin and yang. I'm on fire. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm apologizing, y'all, if you feel like I'm all over the place. This is the Lotus Land. This is really kind of how this goes for real over here with me and us. Back to it. Cause this is some shit right now. Mary and Jesus, Isis and Horus. I know there are more symbols that relate to these two. These are the two I'm most familiar with. Mary and Jesus, Isis and Horus. We know that the stories are very similar, if not almost freaking identical. But what is the message of these symbols, whether these were real people that existed or not? What is the message? Because it's obviously something that repeated itself. For the sake of what? Sake of teaching. Repetition ain't never for nothing. Mary, Jesus, Isis, Horus, chaos, order. Yin, yang. Mother, son. Mother, child. But there was something about the fact that they're both male. Why? Male comes out of female. Man comes out of woman. Literally, the words tell you that themselves. Male, female. Man, woman. But remember, you get something beyond. Yeah? So even with Isis and Horus, we can't forget about Osiris. With Mary and Jesus, we can't forget about the Bible. Just the people who wrote the Bible, well, what they said was Father. Well, let's say what Jesus said. Jesus said Father. Jesus, I don't ever remember in the Bible ever saying God, but he said Father. Something tells me to mention the word Lord and mention how really maybe perhaps, yeah, for sure. Shout out, what's his name? It's not Life Jennings. Music Soul Child. Music Soul Child. Ooh, Soul Child. Child of a soul. What soul? A musical one. I love it. I love my mind. Most of the time. Sometimes I don't for real. But shout out to Music Soul Child for the song Love. Okay? Because when I was a Christian, I just knew that song was originally he ain't never said it, but I eventually saw like a video or something of somebody else saying the same thing. I didn't get it from nobody else. I just knew it. That song, the word love in that song was originally Lord. Mm-hmm. Lord, so many things I gotta tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. There's a possibility you look at me differently, Lord. He's saying love. So as a Christian, I'm like, ooh, they made him switch that up. But now, as just a spiritually aware being and student and child and soul, love was first. Love, love is the true genesis. And revelation is the unveiling of that truth. Where do you come from? So when Jesus was talking about Father, or the Bible was talking about Lord, and we're talking Osiris, and so what's this? What is this third? Ooh, three. What is this third essence that is bigger than, or seems to be bigger, or just different and larger and grander, and what did I think in the Bible there was the ancient of beings, the the ancient one. The ancient one, aka the original one. Love. What if I just gotta say it? I be stopping myself. I can't keep doing that. Just say it. You're gonna have to do more than just say it. Okay, just say it. What if like for example, as a woman, as a divine woman, as a, the physical representation of the original, what if it don't matter who you, it just came to me, I'm sorry y'all. What if it don't matter who you procreate with in terms of a man? Because as long as there is love, the offspring will be of love too. I've heard of that, something like that before actually. Now that I think about it, or now that I say that, I've heard of like, I read somewhere that a woman, say if she's married to somebody, to a man, but she's in love with another man, her child, her kid, even if she has a kid with her husband, the kid will resemble the man that she loves. Her love, her love, her love. I refer to my twin flame as love. It's very natural and instinctive. He has a nickname for me. I refer to him as love. I'm like, hey love, hi love. But yeah, that's what they said. They said if a woman has a child, say if she has a secret lover, she has a man she loves. So say they're sexually active, or she loves that man, but she don't love her husband or the man that she's with. And say the man that she has the kid with, the person that she loves, the man that she loves, the son, the kid will resemble the man that she loves. Love conquers all. Love always wins. So there's a matter, a need, a necessity of bringing love and order together. Back together because they actually belong together. Made me think of law and order. There go another L word replacing the word love. Do you know law and order is oh let me slow down. Because I'm thinking law as a very masculine term. Order is obviously masculinity. So then I'm like, law. So that's masculine. Where is the feminine? But law. Love is the law. Love is the Lord. Love is Lord. Love is the law. Love for real love is untainted. Love is an entity that is untouched, untainted. I'm thinking of the woman in Revelation that is talked about who was pregnant and giving birth, and the dragon came to try and devour the child, but then the woman was sent into safety. Symbols, allegory. What does this all mean? But that's what just came to mind. She was shielded. What shielded her? Love. They said God sent her, to basically save her from the dragon that was looking to devour her child. Sent her away into the word that's coming is the wilderness, into hiding. Shielded. She was shielded. The Bible also does say God is love, is spirit. So, I know I'm talking low now because I'm like for real tapping in. Who are you? Where do you come from? Like Tupac said, who do you believe in? Where do you put your faith? Where is your faith housed? Where do you get your power from? What power works through you? I was thinking a little bit earlier about the part in the Bible where Jesus is talking about the house, right? A house full of demons. He said that there's like 7 demons, something like that. He cast the demons out. He can cast the demons out, sweep the house clean, but Now you've only cleaned it up to now attract more demons than before. That's always intrigued me. And it's something like that. It's not verbatim. But that's always intrigued me. Like, well, what, huh? Why? So what are we supposed to do? Transmute. Change them. Use them. Enslave them. Enslave those demons. Become the master of those demons. Make them work for you. Make them your angels. That's what I just heard. That's what I'm getting. I've never, ever thought or said this before. I definitely am familiar with the concept of transmutation, lead to gold, alchemy. It is not a matter of just casting them out. It's energy. Energy is never destroyed. When Jesus casted out some demons out of a man, and they went into the pigs, and then the pigs went into the ocean and drowned. Basically, like, they have to go somewhere. They have to go somewhere. If not within you, they just jump. They jump around. So what then do? You change them. You alchemize. You transmute. You make them demons your bitches. For real. Put their asses on leashes. Teach them to obey you. Mastery. They talk so much about obedience in the Bible. There's a lot in my upbringing as a Christian that I'm not in tune with any longer. One of those things was always the way they talked about obedience. Whether it was taught wrong or whether it's just straight up wrong in the Bible because of who wrote the Bible. I'm not one of them people anymore that thinks, you got to believe the whole Bible, don't you? Like, how can I believe something that I don't know about? So if there's parts in the Bible that I'm not sure of, I don't have to believe that because I'm not sure of it. But when my spirit reveals the truth to me, then maybe that might change. But I don't have to believe a thing. I'm passionate about that these days because I wasn't able to say that when I was younger. But they talk a lot about obedience. Think about obedience. Obedience is in alignment with slavery. You don't obey, you get beat. It's also in alignment with a lot of childhood trauma that a lot of us have experienced, unfortunately. You don't obey, you get beat. You don't obey, you get chastised. I personally have battled, and oftentimes to this day still do battle, often with what I call my mental demons. Might as well say physical demons, emotional demons, spiritual demons. Chaos. I can die. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. I'm so excited. It's not funny. Chaos, 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 chaos. Darkness, demons, zero, black, Genesis, no light, no order. just void, just, and again, demons, symbols, symbolic is symbolic. Demons, chaos. What do we do with chaos? Do we hate on chaos? No, don't hate on chaos. And I say chaos because what's the freaking better word? Feminine. I'm not saying woman, I'm saying feminine energies. Yes, women are the physical representation of femininity, but there's so much negative connotation out here when it comes to women and people calling women crazy. But I'm here to tell y'all there might be some truth to that, but it's a beautiful truth. It's nothing to be ashamed of. There is a reason for it. There we go. Lock it in, internet. There's a reason for it. A couple of years ago, I started like realizing like I gotta embrace my crazy for real. I do. Like oftentimes I just feel like I am very sanely crazy. And I have to embrace it because I could become insanely crazy, where they gonna have to lock me up. Sometimes I've thought that that is the best place for me, like in a place where I'm locked up. I'm watched. I'm monitored 24/7. But my spirit, my ancestors, they just won't let that happen. 5150. I've always wondered why 5150. There might be something out there that speaks as to why it's 5150. But I just thought about it because 5150. There's again the 1 and the 0. 51, the 1, 50, the 0. Then you got 5 and 5. It's like a disorder. It's like a disordering. Ooh, I want to break that down, but something tells me not right now. Your demons, make them work for you. The symbol of slavery. I know there's a lot that's coming out these days. It's like slavery of Black people never happened or something like that. I don't get all into that in detail. I do feel there is some truth to that, however. But I don't want to talk about it in the way that I feel like it has been talked about in this non-spiritually aware way. I want to talk about it in terms of yin and yang, chaos and order, demons and angels. So take slavery, and you got white enslaving Black. Okay? You got white being the masters, the slave masters of Black. I don't really want to get into the human part of things. Let's just focus on color right now, because color is important. Black and white, duality, yin and yang, represented by black and white as well. Okay? You got white, it's not related at all to the ideologies that support racism at all. Okay? Don't take me wrong. Stay with me. I'm just saying, because with the fact that there is a lot of information being discussed these days about the legitimacy of the stories of slavery. Wasn't there something, the purple, the color purple, something about roots, something about it being false. Come on, y'all. We in the age of revelation because Aquarius don't play about information and about knowledge and wisdom. I just had to say, I got to say Beyonce again because I said the word information and I do believe all that is connected. She said, come on, ladies, let's get in formation. Not just get into formation, but get in formation. Get the information that we need for the sake of true revelation so that we can quit being lied to and manipulated in our emotions and our thoughts by the powers that were, and put our crowns on, put our fucking robes on, and take over our lives and allow the power of our ancestors to pour out onto our lives throughout ourselves and grow the crops of our territories and harvest that shit and enjoy, be happy and merry, and fulfill your duty of your time here on earth, if you shall be allowed to stay. Back to black and white. You got white and you got black. In the stories of slavery, we have white represented by white people, black represented by black people. And the next level of that, slave masters and slaves. Now we're just going to take that and turn it into angels and demons. No way. I just feel the need to keep saying this. In no way am I saying white people are angels and black people are demons. Now that's what they would have us, that's what they would want us to believe, yes. That's what they would want a lot of people to believe about blacks and white, black people and white people in America. That the white people came in their angels and the black people are savages. And we just know that's not true. So thumbs down to the songs and all those different things that talk about, that really don't help that out, that ideology out, talking about I'm a savage. Like, it's, I think there's a sophisticated way to do it. I think of Rihanna, but I think of others who just ruined it. Like, they took the sophistication of the way to represent chaos, blackness, darkness, origins, roots, genesis, the zero, starting out, everything you have before you get order. Oh, I've heard of someone call it plasma. Some people have jacked that up for the minds of people who are not, many people who are not black, their minds and the way they think of black people. There's so much out here that is produced and created, or at least delivered and performed by black people, that perpetuate this mindset in others who think of black people as savages and just beasts. But again, taking away the emotional triggers, we gotta dig up under all that and find the truth of why these types of discussions and concepts and ideologies and thoughts exist, and stories. Because I feel like they're the same as Jesus going around talking in parables and riddles and shit. And people like, what? He even got killed because of parables that he was saying and the way they took them, how they took them wrongly. Okay. So we're going to take that white and black, enslavers and slaves, and we're going to take angels and demons, yang and yin, order and chaos. Okay? We're just going to do it like that. Again, don't think of humans. Just think of more so the colors and the order. All right? So the stories that we were told, the stories said that black was enslaved by white. So if we're then jumping over to the Bible, and they said Genesis, in the beginning it was dark, and then God made light. But listen, you cannot appreciate light without dark. You can't appreciate order without chaos. Order without chaos is artificial as shit. So it's nothing. It's a shell. It's nothing at all. It's nothing. It's nothing. You don't get structure just by snapping your fingers. You get structure because you started with clay. You started with something that was shapeable and moldable, and you can work it, and then you made it into something. It started from shit, not even a nothing. It was something. It just wasn't understood, controlled, tamed. That's chaos, yes? No taming, no controlling. Don't that sound like a lot of us women? You can't control me. You can't tame me. There's a lot of chaotic energy, but when I say chaotic, I'm saying it with so much love, because let me tell you how much in love I am with my chaos these days. With my stuff that I know is potential to become something that I want it to become. Something that I want to turn it into, lead into gold. I'm thinking of concrete and brick, how they are made. They're made so hard. They're so hard. They could kill you. But before they're made into that, they cannot kill you. It's almost like clay. It's almost like like smoothie type of texture. Yeah. So, now going into angels and demons. You want to enslave those demons. I used to have such a issue with the Bible talking about slavery and slaves, obey your masters and da da da. I'm like, what? Excuse me? No. Rev, what you Nat Turner, hello? Yes. That's my energy. So what is you talking about? He wasn't talking about that. He's talking about taking what is of you, what is in you, what is around you, submitting that to order. Gosh, it's so complex. It's hard to talk about. It's a part. I think there's so much of this that's like, when you know, you know. That's why Jesus was talking in parables, because the shit can't be explained directly, straightforwardly. Because no matter what you say, something can easily be taken like, what? That's why he said, if you got the ears to hear and the eyes to see. Shit, that's deep. That's real as hell. So I guess I just got to try to keep it simple, because it's hard for me to even explain it. But it's just a matter of, okay, just think of you. Just think of yourself as an individual. What are the things of you that you don't really, I won't say you don't really like, but there are things about you that you want to change. There are things about you that are more so appropriate for a younger version of you than, say, the adult version of you now. What do you want to do with those things? It's like having money. You got all this money in the bank. Say you the bank. And you got all this money in you. What do you want to do with that money? Knowing what money can do. That money can buy you things. It's the tools. It's resources. What do you want to do with that money versus just having it just in you? Maybe flying all in and about and around you. And then turning that into something worthwhile in your eyes, in your ancestors' eyes. Something like that, y'all. I'm a little exhausted because that shit is some powerful messaging. I feel like one day I'll be able to make another video about this topic and it'll be a lot more succinct. But for now, I'm a student and forever it will be. I hope you kind of get the gist of what is trying to come through, though. I've been painting. Today I painted some more. The paint, before you do something with it, with the brush strokes and stuff, it's just colors, blobs, containers of just this stuff. Chaos. There's nothing to it. I mean, it might be ordered because it's in a container, so that even that is ordering of this stuff. But what if it was just like, I don't know, like the ocean? You had an ocean of paint. I mean, you got the ocean of water. That's chaos. That's a symbol of chaos. What do we do with that water? What do we do with that paint, right? The paint, so in terms of painting, a little bit easier to use than water. Painting, take the brush, put it in the paint, put it on the canvas, brush strokes, and now you're bringing some order to it. You're bringing some shaping to it, some molding. You're creating it into something. The energy of chaos is like the womb. Again, darkness. When you think of demons from here on out, try to think of demons as just untamed energies. I had a puppy once and I couldn't keep him, but I love him. His name Pluto. He gone somewhere, but when I gave him away to a woman who can take care of him for real. I'm sure she is. Now there's this other puppy that won't leave me alone that's in my neighborhood. And it's funny because I know I'm going to get another puppy and name him Pluto again. Or her, whatever. I think either or. But I could not tame him the way I needed to in order to feel comfortable as like his owner, and in order to really, really like actively love him for real. I had to tame him, train him, and in the end I just didn't have enough time, energy, money to really do it the way I felt that it needed to be or should be done. If I'm gonna have a puppy, an animal living in my place versus like, you know, being able to be outside all the time. So I had to give him away. But it was this very chaotic energy. I didn't know what to do with it. I wasn't ready to tame it. I wasn't ready and knowledgeable and able yet to bring order to it. I made some progress. I ain't gonna lie, because I remember when I first started noticing how he was walking on the leash next to me and he was doing good. Oh, I would get so excited. And I'd be like, oh, good boy, and give him some food. We was cool for a while. We was cool. But it was an experience for me to learn about, my needs and my capabilities at the time, my limitations at the time. So, you know, it's like that. Anything that's created in this world of a material existence came from something chaotic first. Genesis, chaos. It just is. What are we gonna do with it? Creating. Ain't no creating without chaos. Boom, bam, that's the end of the whole message. Ain't no way you can create if you want to create anything if you don't embrace and love chaos. If you don't embrace and love just the mess of something before it becomes something else. I like that, because what if something is represented by the number 0 and then something else is represented by the number 10? Because we got something and something, 0 and 0, and then we got else, 1. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I can do this all day. But, remember who you are. What chaos do you come from? What energy and substance and source of just being, just is, just that you, like, what gave birth to you? What womb did you come out of? Spiritually speaking, I would love to say we all came out of love, but I'm not convinced of that yet. I'm not convinced. Maybe, I mean, it's possible. Just like women can give birth to children that they're like, what the hell? Where did you come from? Whose child are you? Yeah, I guess shit. Damn, I could be wrong. Maybe it's possible. Because we like to think men and women are opposites, but we're not. Man comes out of woman. Again, the word tells us that. The words, woman, man. Literally, womb man. Womb. Man came out of the woman, the man with the womb. So we're not opposites. Man is a woman. So what if fear and love are also not opposites? What if fear comes out of love? It's missing something. It's a mutation. Whoo, shit. It's 1:22. All right, I'm not wasting 1:22, but it's 1 hour 22 minutes. It don't feel like it's been that long, but I could stop now. I'm pretty sure my phone wants to die soon. So damn, I don't even know what to call this. I told you I felt just too good, so it was some shit coming through. Ooh wee. All right. I feel unfinished and undone, but I also feel like it's okay, because I'll have another day, I think. So I guess I'll just summon this up as I'm still channeling. Sorry. There's a lot of people seeking salvation. Why? I don't know. I guess there must be a lot going on in levels of this world that I'm not aware of, because I don't be vibing and operating on every level. I don't. There are a lot of people concerned about salvation. Just know salvation is in your remembrance of who you are. What makes you you? Who makes you you? Who makes up you? Where you came from, thus where you're going, and what you are to be doing in between time. I come from love. My entity of originality is love. My existence is the eye of love, is as the eye of love. I'm sure there are others who relate, who are of the same, but there's a reason why I dreamed about the number 18 over 8, 8 being the representation of self. I need to focus on myself in that regard so that I can remember. And not just remember, but remember. Bring back together all of the different members. Unite them. All of the different members of me that make up me. Our English language is so limiting, I'ma tell you, because that's not really what I want to say, but there's nothing else I know. Like, how else do I say this? I won't stress it, because I didn't come up with the English language, so it ain't my fault. So ain't nothing I can do about it. If you know, you know. That's how we do it, huh? If you know, you know. But not just remembering, but remembering. Like, think of a doll. You took apart all of the limbs. Remembering in the sense that I'm also speaking of would be bringing every one of those limbs back together for that doll and recreating the doll. So again, all of our limbs, our cells, our organs, our representatives, symbols, physical manifestations of the different ancestors, angels that make up who I am. Remembering is unveiling that truth, yet again, coming back to that truth, reuniting with that truth. And yeah, because the opposite of remembering is dismembering, right? You dismember something, you want to remember it. Bring all those things back together. We all work on one accord. And make them demons your bitches, or you know what, make them demons your angels. Make them work for you. Put them on your team. Have them on your team. Can't beat them, join them. If you can't beat them, have them join you, really. Because as a human, you are here to ascend and realize mastery of self. But that self, that word is so loaded. It's so much more loaded than I ever known before. Ain't no purpose, ain't no true benefit in just casting out demons, because where do they go? They're only going to roam. Maybe come back, go somewhere else. If they really liked you for real, though, you got to think about it. Like, how attractive are you? How tasty are you? I know I am, because mosquitoes will eat me up if I sit around somewhere and let them. No, for real. I know that I can be fed on in multiple different ways for real. Till I'm no longer existing. So think about it. You try to cast out your demons, but they got to know you. You are grade A. They're coming back. So what do you need to do? You need to really boss up, level up for real. Remember who you are. Ignite, activate all of those different energies, ancestors, angels within you, and have them, welcome them back. Come on in. Join us, because you definitely ain't about to beat us. With that, I feel like I can end it there. That was really cool. I won't ruin it by saying too much more. I'll just say thank you for listening. If you wouldn't, it ain't about enjoyment. I hope you got something. Yeah. Well, until next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.